very good evening. Today we have another topper session, and yesterday we really had a great session. And today I am very sure we are going to have another great session. Tejasvi came to Bangalore in July 2023. She is a graduate from Lady Shriram College, did BA Honors in Economics from Delhi University. She came to Bangalore to pursue writing practice and more of personal guidance because she wanted more of writing practice. She joined the core batch, and from 2023 July to till her mains in 2024, and then after interview guidance. She stayed in Bangalore and was able to get All India rank 99. She is from Maharashtra, but chose to come to Bangalore, right? So you are always welcome. Okay, thank you for choosing Bangalore. And she was able to succeed because of her consistency and determination, and also her faith in the guidance given by InsightsIAS team. And I think it's always about the faith. It's always about determination and also consistency. So instead of looking at too many sources, so try to understand where you are, right? It matters where we are, with whom we are, at what point of time, we are pursuing our goals. So if you realize the importance and make use of the resources, you definitely succeed. And she's an example for that. And a wonderful personality. She's a national level basketball player also. She is going to share her journey. And again, yesterday, as you heard, everything should be taken with a pinch of salt, because whatever worked for her, it's because of her individuality and personality. And I am sure while giving a strategy, there are going to be many elements which you can relate to. You can borrow certain lessons from our own journey. And today, I think you are going to borrow lots of lessons from our journey, and which are going to be useful for all of you. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and coming here and addressing our students. So after the session, as usual, we will have question and answer session. Okay. Yesterday I saw that you asked few questions, but I think you can ask more questions today, right? Thank you so much. So over to Tejasvi. Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Vinay sir and the team at InsightsIAS for being so welcoming and so. I'm immensely grateful to them for their contribution throughout in my journey. I came from Maharashtra, and I don't know, now Bangalore feels like home. It didn't in 2023, but now it does. So I'm immensely grateful to you and your entire team for everything. Secondly, I'd also like to thank all of you. Thank you so much for coming here, and thank you so much for giving the time and effort to listen to me today. Like Sir said, this was my third attempt. I'll speak only for a bit, and then we can do question answers directly. This was my third attempt. In the first two attempts, I could not clear the prelims examination. So in the first attempt, CSAT, I couldn't clear that paper, and in the second attempt, paper 1. So CSAT got cleared, paper 1 atak gaya, aise hua. And now in the third attempt, I have cleared all the 3 stages by God's grace and everyone's support. I think over the course of these 4 years, one thing that I've understood is that this exam is more about attitude and mindset, and limited about what you study, how you study, or the study and the academic rigor that you have to go through. Definitely, that is a part of it. Without it, you cannot expect to get a rank. But a large part of this examination is your mindset, because you're going to be tested at each and every stage. The day you decide to sit for this examination, I think you have made a choice already in life to really test yourself and put yourself in tougher situations. So, for example, in the prelim stage, I failed in my first attempt because I had a casual attitude. I took CSAT for granted. Had I not done that, things would have been different. And in my second prelims attempt, it was a lot of self-doubt that I carried from the first attempt. कि अरे ये तो होगा ही नहीं, या ये तो नहीं, मतलब it's not possible only. And if you look at the 2023 paper, then you'll realize that after looking at the paper in that exam hall, I think everyone felt that way. But just being able to have that temperament and that calm mindset, that must have helped students to get a rank even in that year. So my point is, have that mindset, because that is really going to help you sail through all the stages of this examination in the first go. I was a student of core batch, and in the core batch, we had a peer group learning environment. So every day we were given 1 hour and we had 10 questions. This was mains oriented, and we were expected to complete as many questions as we could. But initially, the focus was quality, and then slowly we moved to completing more and more number of questions. This batch lasted from July to August. So July 23 to February 2024, a few months before the prelims examination, that is when it ended. But the entire ethos of the batch was that we are divided into groups and we learn through discussion and we learn through peer learning. So the first hour was writing answers, and then in the second hour we were discussing those answers and taking inputs from each other and learning new points. Maybe it can be value addition material, it can be the basic skeleton of the answer, the frameworks of the answer. But that is how we really improved our mains answer writing ability. Like, for example, this was my first mains, and I definitely faced a lot of challenges. But most of the challenges were addressed in that core batch. So there was peer discussion, and I used to take a lot of guidance from Vinay sir and the mentors at Insights, and a lot of feedback. So that feedback was constant. So this brings me to another important point, that throughout this examination, along with mindset, having feedback and getting feedback is another very, very important thing. What happens is that we start studying and we think that what we know is the right thing, or what we know is the best strategy, or whatever we are reading or whoever we are listening to, ki yaar nahi, this is how we have to also do it. But that's not the case. Like, having an original strategy and having a feedback oriented strategy, rather, I'd say, that is very important. So for example, in prelims, the feedback can be the mock tests that you give, or instead of having a revised strategy, have a revised test strategy. That is, you test your subject first. If you're studying economics, give a test of economics first, see where you stand, then revise the concepts of economics, and then give a test again to see if you have improved. This will really help you in the prelims part of the examination. Like, this is what I did in my third attempt differently. This is one. And having a error notebook. So I had this in the third attempt again. First two attempts I didn't have an error notebook with me. I gave many mock tests, and wherever there was an error, I ensured that, okay, fine, we write this error in a different notebook and then revise that over and over again till the day of the prelims exam. So these two strategies really strengthened my feedback mechanism for the prelims stage. With respect to the main stage, I think the feedback is going to come from uh, a, having a consistent and a critical mentor. Like, you need somebody who is really going to look at your answers from a microscopic perspective, because there are many aspects to an answer. Like, you have IBC framework, which is introduction, body, and conclusion. But there are deeper frameworks, like you can sometimes have a temporal aspect, a spatial aspect of answers. So understanding when to use what and how to use these frameworks, and also how you can develop an original style, I think, in answer writing. In order to do that, you should have a mentor. Now that you're here at Insights, start early. Start now, like as you're reading, as you're revising, no. Slowly start writing answers also. Maybe it will take some time, but in 2 to 3 months' time, you can start writing answers and share them with the mentors here. And stick with your mentor, like go behind them. And that is what I did, like with Rajesh sir. Rajesh sir was my mentor here at Insights, and he really helped me to improve my answer writing skills. Because initially I used to think that, oh no, my answers are really good. But then, as in the core batch, I started showing her the answers. He noticed that, okay, there are points where she can improve. And this is GS 1, 2, 3 answers, all your answers. So you need that feedback mechanism. Only then can you really learn, I think, in this process. So that is how it can be used for mains. And I think at the personality test stage, feedback works again in a similar format, where it is both self-feedback and also from, again, a mentor. So in that, self-feedback is when you have awareness about what you know and what you don't know. Like you keep asking yourself questions, you keep having conversations with yourself that, okay, fine, whatever I'm doing, is it right? Or am I going in the right direction with respect to the personality test? And likewise, like Vinay sir took my one-on-one sessions a lot for the personality test. We had almost 4 to 5 one-on-one sessions, and they really helped me overall to really hone my personality for the exam. You cannot build the personality in 1 month or 2 months time. It's there. It's an accumulated experience that you have right from the day you're born. So I think reliving that, introspecting, reflecting on that, and then honing the weaker aspects, or bringing that finesse, that is what is really needed. And all this is possible if you get that feedback that, okay, what you're doing now or the manner in which you're behaving right now is a little, it's not maybe officer like, or maybe that is not what UPSC demands or the examination demands. So that is the second point. So mindset and feedback, I think these two things are very, very crucial for this examination. And finally, third, I think what this exam demands. So because you're starting right now, the syllabus and the notification of this exam, that is the go-to document that one should have on their table, I think. That, and along with that, the previous year questions. These are the two pillars that you can really bank on. So along with mentors, along with peer learning, what will keep the guiding light is going to be your syllabus and the notification and the previous year questions. So you'll see if you open the notification, essay, they have given a short description, crisp, precise, succinct essay. That is how they want your essay to be. For mains, they've given a description, like depth of understanding is needed. There are certain other qualities that are written. Likewise, for the personality test, having integrity, having character, spirit of service, all these points are there. So the only suggestion will be, keep going back to that notification. I think keep going back to those qualities that are mentioned in that notification. Slowly, if you start imbibing them and inculcating them in your everyday behavior, automatically you will become an officer. And once you do that, automatically you will clear the exam. It will not be an effort only. It's either easy or it's not easy, difficult also. It just happens, I'm telling you. And it might take some time, but keep at it because it's a long game. I used to also think, first attempt we have to take it, like, hona hi chahiye aise. But it takes time, and we also mature over time. It takes a while for us to understand the exam. So I think that is the first step. Like if you're starting now, take that syllabus, take that notification, keep it with you throughout the preparation journey, right from the day you decide and till the day you clear. And I think even beyond that, when you start service, I mean, I don't know yet, but keep it with you because it's a really, really one of the best documents that you will ever come across, at least in this part of, like, in this aspect of civil service, I think. So I think that's it. So yeah, any more questions? Like we can start any questions at all. Yeah.
First of all, congratulations, madam.
Thank you so much.
How do you maintain consistency in your 3 years of UPSC journey?
It used to come and go. Like I was not studying 8 hours every single day. I tried my best, but I think just the sense of discipline was there, inherently there in me. So slowly, I started becoming consistent also. And with this core batch, what happened was it was a peer group. So I was accountable not just to myself, but also to everybody else. So I think that external push was also there. Though internally, discipline can bring consistency in you, but externally also, when there is a group, I think it's easier to push yourself to do anything. Like, you'll see if you're running in a group and you're running alone, they're two different things. So all of us were preparing together. That really helped me to stay consistent, show up every day for all the tests and write them. And over the course of 3 years also, I think whenever consistency or motivation becomes an issue, going back to the question that why have you decided to do this, and the opportunity cost of this exam is very high. This is something that I've realized. Like all the time that you have invested, that you could have invested somewhere else, and then the benefit that you could have gotten from it. So this calculation, so there's a high opportunity cost. I think when you realize that, automatically you will be really true to the goal and true to the decision that you've taken, and will eventually be consistent. Thank you. Feel free to ask any question, like anything.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, you mentioned earlier that you faced some difficulties during your prelims regarding CSAT examination, ma'am. In your next attempt, how were you able to prioritize your CSAT with the CSE prelims preparations?
So in my first prelims attempt, I got 58 marks in CSAT, like 58. And then in the second attempt, I got 70. Okay, luckily, and now third, I've got 128, but easy paper. First two, these were my marks. I think just practice for CSAT and cover all the basics. Cover basics of reading comprehension, basics of logical reasoning, and basics of quant. Don't leave maths or don't leave anything. I think that is a bad strategy to go about. So you cover everything. Improve your reading speed, I think, for comprehension, and improve the processing capacity. Like, take the UPSC CSAT paper and try solving all reading comprehensions at once. See how much time it takes. Ideally, it should take 45 minutes, so that then you can decide how much time you want to give to reading, logical reasoning and math. So if you can do it in 45 minutes, I think it's a good speed, 40 to 45 minutes. Initially, it will take some time, but slowly, you'll start processing faster. And then I think that can be the strategy for reading comprehension. For maths, I think just stay consistent and do your number system well, do the basic parts well. Leave permutation and combination if it's difficult. I left it. It was difficult. So I'm an economics student. So leave it, it's okay, it doesn't matter. They're not going to check which question you attempt. They're going to check your final marks. So it's okay. Do the basics, I think, of all these. That will really help in CSAT. Yeah.
Hi Vinay sir, Dr. Karthik here from Harpnalli.
Yes.
Ma'am, my question as a fresher, what should be the study schedule?
Okay. I think, have you decided your optional? But have you taken the decision?
I haven't yet, madam, but I just decided to pick it as it contains some science things and all, as I'm from medical background.
Okay. And you're attending OGP classes, right?
No, ma'am, no.
No. Okay. So a fresher, and you're not, are you working full time or not?
No, I'm working, ma'am. I'm a doctor.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think, no, with whatever time you have left, what you can do is firstly decide the optional subject. Because the optional essay and ethics, as sir rightly points out always, these are going to push you ahead in the list. Because these are the three relatively, like, these are the subjects where you can really get a boost in your score and create that differentiating factor. So decide your optional subject, I think that's first. And secondly, start covering the basic subjects. Because if you're going to attempt the exam in 2026, you have time. So cover your basics. Don't like set timelines, like 14 days, say polity, or say 20 days polity, and then next 14 days maybe history NCERT textbook, and then next 14 days another textbook. Maybe I think you can go about it that way, because revising those textbooks through question and answer format, both MCQ and descriptive answer writing, that will help you in the end. So first reading is very important. Make that first reading quick and then start testing. That will help you. And like decide the optional first. That's the most important. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Congratulations, first of all. And
Thank
my
you.
question is, like, how do you use Topper's answer sheet to write the answer? Like, what are the guiding tools? What we need to look in the Topper's answer copy to make our answers better?
See, Topper's answer copies are not gospel truths. I think they are just their own style. So first thing to remember is having originality is what matters in mains. Because without it, you will not get those extra 2, 3 or 1.5 marks. And usage of Topper's copies, it's just to get an idea as to how you can attempt a question. There are different ways of writing the same question. Somebody can write it in a paragraph format. Someone can directly draw a flowchart. Someone can write it in bullet points. Or someone can have Venn diagrams. So there are different ways for one answer. So understanding these different frameworks, I think that is what you can use the toppers answer copies for. Another aspect is that every topic which is mentioned in the syllabus has certain keywords. So if you're writing an answer in economics, using certain keywords is essential. It can be keywords like resource mobilization, or it can be keywords like hawkish monetary policy, or it can be keywords like inflation or expansionary fiscal policy. Or say if you're writing history, it can be other keywords. Identifying these basic keywords, no, that you can do from toppers copies. Maybe not all of them will have it, but some of them will. So that is the second part. And third, I think for ethics, toppers copies is a very, very good source. Like for me, it was like a textbook only. What I used to do was Google toppers from ethics for like the last 10 years, take out all their answer sheets, and then start reading. Read it like a textbook and to go topic wise. So ethics, integrity, and aptitude. If you pick up public and private ethics, that topic, you'll find one question written in different formats by different toppers. Now you have so much content and good quality content. So that is very beneficial. So for ethics, I think it's the best strategy to go via toppers answer copies along with your basic notes. But for the other subjects like in GS, just use it for these frameworks and keywords approach. That can be beneficial. Yeah.
Ma'am, what were the difficulties you faced in the initial attempts, and what were the changes you made that like, helped you to clear the third attempt?
Okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, my attitude was an issue in the first two attempts. I was really full of self-doubt in my second attempt, and in the first attempt, just overall, it was enthusiasm that yes, I want to write this exam and everything. So that really pushed me, but the right reasons weren't there, I think. And then after the second attempt, I had to ask myself this question: do I really want to do this again? And am I going to give this exam for the third time? And I think that is when the picture started falling in place. I was studying for all the three attempts. I have studied a lot in the past 4 years. Like I've read the textbooks, given mock exams, and I've done that. Maybe not written as many answers as I did in 2023, but study was not an issue. It was the overall attitude towards the exam, because I had lost self-confidence in the second attempt. All of that came back in this attempt. I think partly also because I started staying here alone and met new people. It was a very different circle, different culture. So I felt confident as a person again. And overall, just my attitude changed a lot. And I was like, no, this is possible, it's going to happen. But just having the right reasons and having the right attitude is very important. It's the first point. Even if you study 5% less, but if you have the right attitude in place, that no, you will do it, that you will be determined, and that you are going to give it your all, I think you'll clear this exam. That's what I've learned.
How to build a balanced opinion on current issues, and while writing answers, how to build give balanced answer.
Balanced answer
Yes,
writing.
ma'am.
Okay, good question. Depends on the question. I think when you have a question which says critically analyze, when that keyword is there, that is when the examiner is expecting you to write both sides of the topic. Both views have to be given. So you write pros, you write cons, and then you move to the way forward. So I think whenever you cover a subject, cover it from a 360 dimension. Don't just read one opinion. That okay, one newspaper is writing X, another newspaper is writing Y, another one will write something else about it. Try to go to different sources. I think that can help you develop a better viewpoint, improve your notes. It will ensure that your notes have both the viewpoints. So I think if the notes have that, then you can definitely write balanced answers in the exam. It's not compulsory that you should always write balanced answers. I think, of course, you should. But if you think that, if the question is saying, what do you think? Or if the question is directing you to take a stance, I think in such a situation, make sure that if you are in favor of whatever the statement is, write more points there, write 7 points or 8 points, or write 6 points there, and 2-3 points in the against section. So that shows your stance and your overall perspective. So identifying what the question demands, I think that is very key. Yeah.
Ma'am, what was your strategy for GS prelims for each subject? Like how you made it? Like environment, there will be particular aspects that we have to concentrate, and for each subject, it will be like that. What was
Yeah.
your strategy, ma'am, for GS prelims?
GS Prelims. Okay. Every subject has two components, static and current. So statics, resources, do you want me to tell the resources also? Okay. I think for for polity, I followed the Lakshmikant textbook. For modern history, I followed the Spectrum textbook. For economics, I did not follow any book because it was my optional. But in case you want to follow a book, I think Vivek Singh is a book that can be followed, or even Ramesh Singh, though they are bulky, but or NCRTs. I think that is a better source to start for economics. International relations, I think just the newspaper suffices for international relations. With respect to mapping, have an atlas with you always, and just start mapping. Like you should close your eyes and tell what are the countries surrounding the Mediterranean Sea or South China Sea or something else. So I think be very, very well versed with mapping. It's the most scoring in GS prelims. And with respect to environment, again, it has a static component to it. Take any environment textbook and master that static component. Science and technology, current fully. And art and culture, I followed the class 11th NCRT textbook. That's it. So I had very limited sources for the prelims exam. This covers the static portion. So just remember that every subject has a static and a current. Even history has a current aspect to it. Some sites can be news. Something else with respect to history can be news. So keep an eye on the newspaper. I think ensure that you're reading the newspaper thoroughly. So, and with respect to the exam, like when you're studying the current aspect of prelims, no, you can do it through MCQs. That is what I did. I used to read the newspaper. I never read the magazines because I couldn't remember them. And what I did was January 2024. Prelims was in June 2024. It got postponed. So I completed these current affairs quizzes that we post on Insights posts on their website. It has 250 MCQs, daily current affairs quiz. You can solve them in 3 days, like 1 month in 3 days. So if your exam is in 2026, you start from January 2025 and complete till April 2026. Complete all these quizzes. You don't have to worry about a magazine, worry about anything else. I think that's the best way to learn for current affairs, because reading and remembering was very difficult for me when it came to current affairs. Ensure your static is very strong and solve current through MCQs. That can really help. And these quizzes are available as a compilation. One compilation with questions, another compilation with explanation. So I think do that. That's what I did. January 24 I started and I finished them by March, mid-March. And then I solved them again. 3 times I solved those quizzes. So just solve them. I think that will really help you a lot. Maybe you can even start solving them on a daily basis. That is another strategy. Instead of doing them in the end, month-wise, start now. Every day it is posted. I think there are 10 current affair quizzes, daily CA, and then 5 more. Editorial based are 5, and 1 more is there. Static 5 are there, and 5 CSAT. Solve these 25 MCQs on a daily basis. Don't miss even a single day. And at the end of the month, solve that monthly quiz. Then you don't even have to revise, I think, in like later on. Do that for current. That will really help.
Notes, ma'am, like mains, how you are making notes, ma'am? Like initially we will make throughout, like if we take one subject, we'll cover all the aspects. Later, it's like everybody tells we have to make short notes of that, then revise it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like how we have to maintain that. Initially, like how we have to face, and later how the revision should be.
Yeah. See, note making is very dynamic. It's not that you are going to make a note, like if you make a note of a subject today, there is very low probability that you will use it in your actual mains exam. So you have to keep updating your notes. From a prelims perspective, have notes for errors. I think have your error notebook in place. That can be your notes format for prelims. From a mains perspective, uh, go topic wise, like start right now only, start covering, but just make the skeleton. That skeleton is not going to be your final answer in the mains examination, but it will just have pointers. Like if you're taking a topic like say India-China relations, or maybe anything, or maybe the International Solar Alliance. Okay, just write down the basics. What is it? That can be your introduction, definition of it, or when was it formed? That can be the definition. Co-chairs, the France and India. That can be another part that you can add in the introduction. Then write what are its functions, why is it important. That can be your body part. Another point you can add there in the notes is that what are its, I think there's a 1000 strategy that they have. That can be another part. And then you can write about how there are certain gaps in implementation, or what is its utility, or what are the certain issues that it is facing, the international body. And then finally, you can add a conclusion, which can be an expert opinion, or which can be linked with SDGs, or which can be linked with the larger climate change, climate action strategy in the world. So have that attitude, have that approach, I think. Basic skeleton of your mains topics, and start preparing for it now. I mean, do the first reading. This is assuming the first reading is done and continuous current affairs are being read. Assuming that, you can make your first basic skeleton of your notes. I think you won't use it for the actual exam, but it will just give you an idea as to how you can go about it. And eventually you will keep changing the notes also. Keep updating them on the basis of, like I said, toppers copies. Whatever keywords you find there, no, add them. Keep adding them. Whatever frameworks you find there, add them further. Whatever magazines or MCQs that you solve, take points from them and add them. So I think that can help. That's how you can make notes. How to choose optional? Okay. 3 factors: interest in the subject and background in the subject. 2, resources available for the subject, resources and guidance available for the subject. And 3, you have to study that subject for 500 marks. So you have to truly have passion for that subject, because if optional doesn't do well, it's very tough to be in the list. So I think these 3 factors. It can be your graduation subject, it may not be your graduation subject. That's okay. But take that call on the basis of 3 factors, I think. Interest, guidance and resources, and passion. Like, you have to study it. Even on the days you don't feel like studying, you should be able to study your optional. Just that. Yeah. Sorry.
This UPSC lots of failures, and how get boost and how get self motivation. And another question is, share your experience of personality test.
Okay. Um, first question about being self-motivated. See, it's a very long journey and failures are going to come. Every day when you, out of 10 MCQs, 8 can go wrong. Out of 10, all 10 can also go wrong. You have to be prepared for that. And to get out of it, be in the moment, I think. Just, it's okay, it's wrong. But keep learning from it. That should be a continuous, have a learning mindset. That can really help us deal with our failures in a better format. If we have a learning mindset, no, we won't look at failures as failures. It's okay, I got 10 MCQs wrong. Or it's okay that out of 10 marks, I only got 1.5 or 2 marks. This means that I can still gain. I have still scope to gain 8 more marks. Or I have scope to get 10 out of 10 on MCQs. So have that learning mindset. That will really help you to stay self-motivated. And also, another thing, have a life outside UPSC. Like, I used to play basketball. Even when I was here, I went to Central Bangalore and I played basketball once a week, at least till December. And then it became once a month. And then before prelims, I didn't go. But keep going, keep meeting your friends, even if it's for half an hour or 1 hour in a week. Be in touch with people outside of this world, because this is one part of life. I know it's very important, and most of the people have given up a lot to be here, and it's difficult. But stay in touch with your old friends. Try to, pursue your hobbies little bit on a weekly basis. And right now you have a lot of time. Like till December 2025, you can definitely take out some time out for yourself on a daily basis. If not daily, at least weekly basis. I think that can help. I'm sorry I forgot your second question. Personality test, right. It was a very surreal experience. So it was my first personality test and first interview also, because I didn't sit for interviews in college. I decided to start preparing for civil services directly. And my interview was beyond the DAF. Like it did not take questions. Many questions were not related to the detailed application form. But overall, it was a very nice experience. After I came out of the interview hall, now I didn't know if I've done well or what marks I'm going to get. I just knew it's okay. I'm happy. That was the feeling. So it was a very good experience overall. Yeah.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, how to tackle PYQ of mains, ma'am?
Okay.
And it is facing difficulty, ma'am, while solving PYQ of mains.
I think right now, uh, when you're just starting, it's going to be very overwhelming when you look at mains PYQs, because they're asking different aspects of the topics that are mentioned. It's never a direct question. It's most of the time it's an interlinkage. So concepts of GS3, like a topic of GS3 can be asked in GS1, and a topic of GS2 can be asked in GS4. Like it happened in 2024 ethics paper. Criminal laws was asked in GS4 instead of polity. So I think it will take some time, it's okay, but use the PYQs in such a format for mains that it becomes your guiding light. In the sense, if you're studying agriculture in economics, paper 3, what are the topics that have been asked in agriculture? Say you're studying minimum support price. What is the dimension of MSP that has been asked in the previous year question? Take it in that format. You don't have to write a good answer right now. Like, not at all. Nobody even expects that. Even you don't expect it from yourself. You don't have to write an answer. But you just have to understand that what is the examination asking from this topic MSP? Which dimension are they touching? So use the PYQs for that. And when you're making your notes on MSP, or when you're reading about MSP, keep that dimension in mind, that, oh, this is a dimension that is asked, that has been asked. And just mention it in your notes. So if you've made a note on MSP, but the dimension which they have asked is about legalization of MSP, and you haven't written that. You have written everything. You've written formula for MSP, you've written issues with MSP, you've written how you can improve MSP. But legalization of MSP, if that is not written, how do you go about this topic? Like whether to do it or not to do it. Write that in your notes and write both sides of that topic. I think if you do that, then that note is complete now. And after adding current affairs and expert opinions, then it can be a complete note. So that's how you can go about it. Like whenever you're studying a topic from the main syllabus, one is the syllabus keyword, next is the PYQs. PYQs on that syllabus keyword. So if you go through those PYQs, just add them to your notes that, okay, this dimension of this topic, another dimension of the existing topic, that can help you cover a topic from a 360-degree perspective, and also eventually help you make interlinkages between papers. So with respect to the essay strategy, I think, start writing your essays. The sooner you begin, the better it will be. It takes time to develop an essay strategy. So I have gotten 108 marks in essay. Now, I have written essays also, but I don't know if that's the best strategy to go about it. But start early. Start writing your essays right now only, and start showing them to sir, start showing them to a mentor. And then slowly you'll understand that, okay, this is the direction that you need to take, or there are certain changes that are needed, or originality is missing in your essay. Because what is happening is, you need that critical thinking aspect in the essay. So like when you show your essay to sir, he will stress a lot on that. That is what happened with me. Like critical thinking aspect is very important in essay. So one thing that you can do is start practicing one essay maybe in a 2 weeks time, if not every week. Write 2 essays per month, at least till October. And then slowly you can increase that level. Or write your essays. And secondly, read a wide variety of books, or read summaries of books if they are available. Good books. Books that can, really help you improve your essay content and get ideas, and think more on issues. Think more on different issues: education, poverty, economics, or topics like Viksit Bharat. If there's an essay on that, think what are your ideas, how how you can improve in that ideation part. I think that is very important. So both, read more, listen to podcasts. That can also be done. Listen to audiobooks. You'll get more ideas from there. And second, practice. Write essays. It's okay if you write a bad essay. It doesn't matter. Maximum what, get 40 marks, 10 marks. It's okay. But write it. Write those essays right now so that you'll really score well in the final essay exam. And with respect to answer writing strategy, I think in the initial part, focus on the quality of the answer. Quantity will come eventually, but right now don't worry about completing say 7 answers in 1 hour. It's not going to happen. Focus on the quality of the answer that you're writing. Make sure you, all this, like keywords, frameworks, good introductions, good conclusions, and writing instinctively. What happens is many times we memorize an answer and then we try to replicate it in the exam. But the questions that are going to be asked in general studies, they're very different. You won't see that they get repeated. Themes get repeated, but questions don't get repeated. So having that instinctive ability to create interlinkages and to write on the spot, this will come with practice. So you start slow, right? Take 1 hour to write an answer. It's completely fine. It's okay. But write that answer and get it evaluated. You evaluate it with the help of topper copies, or get it evaluated from a mentor. That will really help.
Ma'am, you said you are the part.
Yeah.
You said you are a part of a peer group.
Yes.
So how do you choose it?
How do I choose? See, in our core batch, though, we didn't have a choice of peer group. What happened was we were divided on the basis of optionals. Now, my optional was economics. Very few people. And then some friends had optionals like psychology, zoology, electrical engineering. So we were only 1, 1, 2, 2 from these options. So that's how our group got formed. So we were a different group. We had a group of people with different optionals. But here also in your batch, you can just take initiative and you can form groups and start practicing answer writing slowly, slowly. So for us, it was done by Insights only. They formed groups for us and batches for us. But here you can take initiative and form the groups. I think that can be done. Yeah.
Ma'am, in interview, which type of questions we expect, ma'am?
Anything can happen in the personality test. Like it can be on the basis of your DAF. It can go beyond your DAF. It's a conversation.
Like
It-
hobbies?
It's possible. See, definitely, we are submitting a record of our career in front of the board. Now it's the board's choice what they ask. They can talk about our achievements. They can talk about our graduation subject. They can talk about our hobbies, achievements, leadership positions, or leaving all that aside, they can talk about what is happening in the news presently. So it can be any question. I think how you handle the question is more important, and how you answer is more important, rather than whether you know it or not. I said I don't know to 3 questions in mind in the interview. So it's okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She got 200 marks in the interview.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
What's your strategy to solve the tricky questions and also MCQs in your exam or previous?
In
Yes,
prelims.
yes. Prelims and also mains, ma'am.
Prelims and mains
Yes,
both.
yes.
Okay. See, with respect to prelims, there are 4 kinds of questions. 1, you 100% know the answer. 2, you have eliminated 2 options and 2 are remaining. 3, you have eliminated 1 option, 3 options are remaining. And 4th, you don't know anything, you don't even know the word that they have asked about. So this last type of question, it's best to leave it. No need to attempt all 100 questions. Leave this last type of question. I used to attempt the paper in 3 rounds. So in the first round, I attempted the first type of questions where I knew 100% that this is the answer. So I marked it. Second round, 50-50, where I had 2 options remaining. Those were the questions that I tackled. And then in the third round, it was the 3 options where 3 were remaining. And I thought that, oh no, we need to push a little more and attempt more questions. That was the third round. So tricky questions fall in 2 and 3, round 2 and 3, where you have 2 options remaining or 3 options remaining. So PYQs will help you in solving this 2 options remaining wala question, because what happens is you'll get insights from PYQs that okay, that in certain questions there is a trend in PYQs. If you see 2014 or 2013 to 2024, take out the UPSC Prelims PYQs subject wise, and then you'll notice many different trends. Like for example, there was a question on Congo Basin in 2023, and Congo Basin was the answer in one of the questions in 2024. So just identifying and analyzing the options of the previous year questions can help you cover a topic for prelims in a very in a broader manner. So it can give you more breadth, I think, in prelims. And these insights can help you take a decision which out of A or B or C or D or B or C. Wherever you get stuck, here like this in 2 options, it's going to happen. Right now, maybe you're getting stuck in many options, but eventually it will reduce and it will come down to 2 options. You're stuck there. Use these PYQ insights. Like start right now only and start looking at PYQ trends. The sooner the better, and the more in depth you go in PYQ, the better it will be, because you don't have to then worry about, I think, how you solve. So this is one. And another strategy you can use it along with PYQs. When you solve mocks, identify which subject is your strong point. Like for me, what used to happen in such type 2 and type 3 questions where 2 options are remaining and 3 options are remaining, I used to do well in economics, polity, geography, international relations to a large extent. And then I used to, my other questions, history, art and culture, science and tech, environment. Most of the times, out of 10 questions, 8 will be wrong. And here, out of 10 questions, 7 to 8 will be correct. So you identify this. So when in the actual exam, I didn't attempt this group. I only attempted this group from these type 3 questions. So you do this analysis for yourself. You'll eventually do it. There's time. So do it in, say, the month of March before prelims next year. That is when you will know which is better for you. That can be done.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, first of all, congratulations to you for securing the all-India rank 99. Ma'am, my question is, what are the challenges and difficulties while you are faced for preparing the essay writing?
What are the challenges
And difficulties
that
for
I've
essay writing
faced?
while you are faced while preparing for your journey?
Yes. I think one of the most the most challenging thing was starting again after prelims 2023, because I was sure that I will clear it, but I missed it by very less than 1 mark was that was how I missed it, by which score. So starting again was really difficult. That's why I came to Bangalore, that I need a different environment and a different atmosphere, somewhere where I can thrive again and find myself again.
I'm
So-
just curious, like, why did you come to Bangalore? Like,
So
did anyone tell you, or did you?
No, I was already an Insights student online. I had taken Conquer Prelims 2023, and I had already been to Delhi, and I had many friends there. So I thought, new city, new chapter. That's why I came to Bangalore and didn't go elsewhere. So I think one is learning to deal with ups and downs. This journey is going to have many. Like out of 10 MCQs, 8 will be wrong. Maybe all 10 will be right. So learning to deal with that now on a daily basis will really prepare you for the final thing. And also remembering that preparation is just the starting point. Like once you clear after that, it's going to be so difficult, right? The level of decisions that you might have to take eventually. The preparation is going to prepare you for all that. So look at it from that learning mindset. Look at it from that rigor, that okay, no, you have it. No matter what the challenge, no. With resilience and grit, you can really power through it, I think. and seek help of your friends, family, whenever you need it. I think that is very, very important, because without a support system, no, it's tough to survive in this atmosphere. Make friends, learn through friends, and peer learning is very important. It really helped me, because my mains answers, we were so competitive with each other that slowly all of us started improving. So I think have that peer learning attitude right from the beginning. And yes, it can get over competitive also, but just have that support system around you, so that whatever the challenges, it can be not clearing one stage of the exam, or it can be getting low marks in a mock test, you can deal with it and then come out stronger.
How to use linkages and author and thinkers while writing essay and ethics answer.
Can you repeat it, please?
How to use linking words and thinkers and author quote while writing essay and ethics answer.
Okay, while writing ancient India or ethics answer?
Ethics.
Essay and ethics answers. Okay, yeah. For essay and ethics both, no, have a repository of thinkers and a repository of quotes. Like, have one list prepared where you've written everything, learnings from Gandhiji, learnings from Vivekananda ji, learnings from maybe sportsmen like Roger Federer or PV Sindhu. Create this repository of examples, create this repository of learnings. I think that's the first step. And second, learn it, like imbibe it. I really learned that whole thinkers part, because automatically I could use it in the ethics answers and essay answers. They came so naturally that there was no thinking involved. So first step is create this list. Second step is learn that list. And third, practice. Like, as you're writing essay and ethics, as you're writing essays and ethics answers, you'll identify that in the intro I can use a quote, or in the conclusion I can use a thinker's viewpoint, or in the body I can make this diagram. So create the list first, second, learn that list, and third, start writing, practicing answers. As you practice essays, automatically you'll start using it in the essays. And likewise in ethics, the more you practice ethics answers, the better you're going to get at it. So just take PYQs of ethics and practice them right from the start to the end, like 2014 to 2024 ethics questions. Divide them topic wise, and you divide them topic wise yourself. Don't take any division that has already been done in the market. Do it yourself, because that will show how much you understand the syllabus, and it will also help you create this repository of quotes and introductions and conclusions, where you can use thinkers and quotes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
How did you plan your day, ma'am? Because for me, if my morning did not go well, the whole day will be.
I think I had a relatively set schedule. Like in the morning, I used to read the newspaper and then study for one slot was excuse me, one slot was 2.5 hours or 3 hours, depending on the level of intensity that is there. Another slot was in the afternoon, another 2.5, 3 hours. Then I used to take a break, go to the gym or go walk somewhere. And then last slot in the evening was another 3 hours or 2.5 hours, depending on the day. So one, have flexibility. Second, one night before only. So tonight only write down what are the topics that you want to cover tomorrow. It's very simple. Optional, GS, one topic, newspaper. And in the night, practice current affairs, quiz, and also practice write answers, like write 2 answers of optional or write 2 answers of GS. Only 2. One optional, 1 GS also you can do right now. Just do that. So this will take 7-8 hours maximum, 9 hours, whatever time it takes. But ensure you do it every day. So, and keep it it's very simple. Optional, GS, current affairs, which is the newspaper, and then your quiz and 2 answers. And keep doing it. So slowly, the time that you take to revise your GS part, your GS subject, that will start reducing. Likewise for optional. So by the time you come to, say, November, You will be really thorough with certain aspects of GS, certain aspects of optional. And what you can also do is be optional heavy right now. These first 3-4 months, focus a lot on your optional and cover it fully. Maybe you can give 2 sessions in a day to optional and 1 session for GS, where you do only 1 topic of GS. Don't do 2-3 topics. Do 1 topic, slowly cover it, so that optional can be covered in 3-4-5 months, and then you can pick up on GS. Something like that. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
As per your thought, in interview, which answer boosted your marks, ma'am?
Yeah.
Which answer is impressed
Which
the board members?
answer
Yes,
impressed the board? I don't know. I think they asked, like the board asked 2 questions on the same topic at different stages of the interview. So in the middle of the interview, I had given 1 answer for that. It was about smart cities mission. And then in the end of the interview also, I gave a similar answer. So I think the integrity of thought was probably seen from that. That is one. And I also said, I don't know. I said, I don't know to 3 questions. And 2 questions were one after the other. So then though, I was only feeling, I'm like, what is happening? But it's okay. Like, it's fine. I think these 2 things. Just see, personality test is about like just being comfortable in who you are and accepting yourself as much as you can. Like, you have to be really honest and have integrity and self-awareness. So it will come as you go, but keep that as your goal, like developing these qualities are is your goal. Automatically you will clear prelims, mains, personality test. You'll even get the service that you want. So it's easy. Yeah.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, as you said, you followed newspaper every day.
Yeah.
In the initial days of our preparation, we find difficult to comprehend the things that we read. The Hindu, it takes around 2 to 3 hours. Like how
Yes.
you face those challenges?
Are you making notes of the newspaper or just reading is taking more time?
Just for reading, ma'am.
Reading is taking time. It's okay. I think 2 hours, it's okay. In the initial stages, it's really okay. 2.5 hours. Because it is important to understand what is happening in the world and in India, in your state, in your district. Unless and until you don't understand that, no, it's going to be difficult to make that static current linkage. So it's okay if it's taking time. Give it that time. It deserves that time, I think. And slowly it will reduce. It will 100% reduce. And if you want a marker, or a yardstick as to whether your reading is, are you going in the right direction with respect to current affairs, just look at Insight's website. They'll post important articles from the news. It's posted every day. Use those as your marker and just go back to the newspaper and read those articles instead of reading the whole paper. See, the idea is that you are in touch with what is happening. You're aware about current affairs. Editorial will help you in forming opinions, understanding an issue from both ends. So I know editorials are very long, but slowly you will also develop reading speed and analytical ability to read them critically eventually. So it will come with time. Give it the time it deserves and don't rush through it, I think. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, all faculties are usually tells us you have to revise the topics which have been covered previously in our class, along with ongoing classes or topics, but we are unable to manage the time because we have to read the ongoing classes notes also, solving PIQ also, and also reading newspaper. So the previously revised topics along with ongoing classes, how you manage the time management in your preparation time? And I have one more question. It is necessary to make notes from newspaper, or we go with simply reading magazines in initial period?
Okay. Second question first. See, it's not compulsory to make notes from newspaper. I tried doing it in my first attempt and I had this bulky Evernote folder which I have not read. It's lying on that computer like that. It's still there and I've not gone back to it. Nothing. So notes is something which you can make only if you're going to revise it on a daily basis, I think, with respect to current affairs. And current affairs is so dynamic that it changes every day. One issue is going to evolve for maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a year even. So slowly you'll start understanding that not everything is important. Eventually what happens in that issue and a larger perspective of that issue is what matters. and is what you have to understand. So don't make notes of newspaper. Like that is what I'll suggest. Read the paper, understand the issue. And if you want to only make notes, what you can do is read the summary which is posted on the website. If you want to revise, no, when do you read your newspaper? Morning, evening?
Evening, ma'am.
Evening. So next day morning, just read the summary which is posted on the website. Like Insights will post a summary. Read it the next day in the morning, and in the end of the week, read the summaries again. So just issues will stay in your head, and you will be able to remember them. And as they evolve in the newspaper, no, you can link. Okay, this happened, and now this has happened, and now this can happen. This cycle will be very clear, I think, in your head. So that can be done. And with respect to time management, I think divide your time in such a way that be very get the most optimal benefit out of your time. Like give me a schedule. Like how is your time going? Where is it going the most?
Ma'am, I am from batch 1 OGP, ma'am.
Okay.
Initially, they have been covered in the month of January, ancient and medieval history.
Huh.
All the topics have been covered in the class itself.
Okay.
But ongoing classes are environment and
Yeah.
IR is also done. But ongoing classes and essay writing also.
Okay.
And modern history also. So we have to cover the class topics. We have to revise, and along with we have to solve the PYQ also, and reading newspaper also. So how we have to manage the revising of already covered previous topics in the month of January.
Right.
Okay.
So two aspects, two strategies are there. One, daily revise. Like right now, if environment is being taught, if it's taught for 4 hours, go home and in half an hour revise whatever is taught. Revise that and then revise it in a week's time. If you can do this, it's best. I couldn't do it. I used to revise everything in the end together. Weekend, and I will revise the entire subject in 2 or 3 days and then give tests. This daily thing, I was not that consistent with it. Like I couldn't do that. So you can do the second strategy where now whatever has happened in January, no, take out 2 days in the month and go over your notes again. And after if you do it today, then go back and do them again. So spaced revisions. See, that can be one more thing. Daily revision is the best, I think, because the recall memory will then kick in after, like you revise it today, revise it after 4 days, revise it after 21 days, and then 1 month, and you'll never forget it. But it's tough to do that. Like even I faced the same issue because I'm like, how to do it, no, every day, revise the same thing that you've read in the morning. So that's why do it on a weekly basis or do it on a monthly basis. Ultimately, you have to remember it, see, on the final day of prelims and when mains is happening. So between prelims and mains, everything will change. The notes, everything is going to change, trust me, because you need short notes between that time period. So take it slow, it's okay. Go back whenever you have time, 2 hours, 1 hour, just open your ancient notes and flip through them. You don't have to learn every single word. Understand the timeline. Go slowly, it will happen.
Okay,
But go back to it. Whenever you get time, no, go back to what you have learned. Maybe it can be a month ago, 2 months ago. Go back to it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So you can do one more thing in addition to what she said.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Sorry. I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
And then,
No, I wanted to answer his question.
Yes, sir.
What you can do is that on a daily basis or weekly basis, monthly basis, like for example, you said art and culture, medieval history and modern history, that is over, right? So you take up previous year questions.
Yes, sir.
Right. Previous year questions of that particular subject. On a daily basis, you can do at least 5 questions.
Yeah.
Weekly basis, you can do 20 to 30 questions. Or if you can get 100 questions once in a month. So of all the subjects that are over, take the PYQ books, keep it doing every month. So that PYQs can be revised like 5 to 6 times by the time prelims arrives. So reverse engineering, after you have done at least 2 basic reading of the classroom material and standard textbook, should be the approach from the beginning itself. So that is more effective, more engaging. You won't get bored also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
My basic is question, ma'am. I am now graduation I am doing, ma'am, in B Pharmacy.
Okay.
How to prepare from graduation to UPSC, ma'am?
Which year of graduation are you in?
I am in 3rd year, ma'am.
3rd year. So almost graduated.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, I think you can start with reading the basic NCRTs now that you're like in your final year, right? Start reading basic NCRTs, maybe, and go backwards. Don't go from 6th to 12th. Go from 12th to 6th, I think. That is the approach that you can take. Open the class 12th ancient India, maybe not ancient India, open geography book of class 12th and see if you can understand. If you're understanding, no, continue reading it. But if you think that, oh no, you're not getting the concepts, this can happen in physical geography. Human geography is relatively easy. But physical geography textbooks, class 11th and 12th, they seem advanced. Go one step down, go to 10th standard textbook. If that is also difficult, go to 9th standard textbook. Do this for the basic subjects. Do it for civics, which is polity. Do it for economics. Do it for geography. Do it for history. International relations, I don't think we have a textbook, but do it for these subjects just to get a basic understanding. See, what happens is in graduation we forget our schooling. So going back to that will really help you understand the advanced books, I think. So start there.
I am daily reading 2 hours only, ma'am, because of my college, and I can't balance that. Both, no, ma'am.
Okay.
That is the reason.
2 hours paper ಓದ್ಬೇಕು ಬರೀ.
ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಸರ್ paper.
No, you should be reading newspaper at least for 2 hours
Yes,
every
yes.
day. In addition to what she said, right?
Newspaper.
So bunk your classes and
Okay, sir, I will try, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, first thing is like when we have started the preparation, ma'am, like initially we'll be going good, ma'am. Like at some point of time we'll feel stressed, like we'll feel low, ma'am. And you told you are doing your sports, you used to play your
Yeah.
basketball, like weekly you used to take your, ma'am, how you used to manage that time? I mean, you used to go out after afternoon or in the evening? I mean,
I used to go in the night.
okay.
I used to go at 7 p.m. I couldn't study. See, after 6 p.m. I couldn't study. This was at least from that time, right, this time, July 2023 to December 2023. Before prelims was like very close. Like January, I started worrying about prelims. I'm like, no, I have to study now. But those 6 months, I used to go in the night, like just 7 o'clock. I used to go, come back by 10, 11. So I used to play for good 2.5 hours. You
I'm
can
like-
manage it. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay. See, maybe if you miss out on a certain topics, cover them on Sunday or cover them on Saturday. But I think right now you have the time where you can really pursue your hobbies. When January comes, no, prelims is going to be very close. And you have to study right now also. Right now, study for mains, optional. Like really work hard there in those aspects. But take out 1 hour for yourself every day or 3 hours in a week. I think you can definitely do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Could you tell us how you managed the last 30 days of your preliminary exam, because your mindset was changed
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you just hold the mic a little closer?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Could you tell me the last 30 days of your preliminary examination?
Yes.
days?
Okay. So, last 30 days, my strategy was, see, there are 4 weeks. Leave the last week, go backwards. One last week is gone because you don't know how you feel, what is going to happen. So that is buffer time. Effectively, 3 weeks are left. One revision should happen in the second last week, and one revision should happen in the first 2 weeks. That is the strategy. So that is how I went about it. I revised the entire syllabus. So whenever I picked up a subject, say economics was picked up, static of economics, current of economics through MCQs only. Nothing new was read, and PYQs of economics, and the error notebook, which had economics errors. This entire thing was revised in that time span twice. So there were iterations of revisions. So if you do that, for every subject, you can easily do it. So in the first 2 weeks, take 2 days per subject and revise it. In the second last week, take 1 day per subject and revise it. And then finally, last week is wherever you feel that you need more work, or where you think that you are strong, or, just focusing on PYQs. I think that can help. And in the last 10 days, don't solve any new mock tests. Just focus on PYQs, error notebook. That is it. These 2 things can really help, I think.
Could you give us one example for error notebook? How did you make that?
See, you're going to solve mock tests. Right now, maybe you aren't solving prelims mock tests. But eventually, when the month of November will come, start solving mock papers. It can be subject-wise papers or full-length exams. Initially, subject-wise. So there are certain questions, out of 50 questions, maybe 10 will be wrong, maybe 20 will be wrong. Just writing down in one line, what was this error that you made? Like, maybe you got a wrong answer. So write down the right answer there and write down why you got that question wrong. It can be a factual error, it can be a knowledge gap, like you don't remember. You've read, but you don't remember. You think you have read, and but you in reality you have not read. There are different types of errors. So identify that. And this error notebook will have at least 50 points will come up, eventually by the end you'll have like, okay fine, in environment you'll have national parks and rivers which you made an error in, or maybe you will have species, or maybe some other point like this. Have a subject wise error book and start early, like start in November. I started late, I did this in March, and March I started the error notebook and I did it only for full length exam. But if you do it, I think even for subject tests, you'll be even more confident the day of your prelims. Yeah.
Congratulations, madam.
Thank you.
Basically, I'm a BSc student.
Okay.
Whenever see the result sheet of UPSC every year, most of them are IITians or MBBS and or BTech engineering. Hardly to see every year, hardly to see a BA or BSc student. What the change you have to make in our study, ma'am, to clear in early attempts? And the next question is regarding the CSAT, ma'am. You said your first attempt of CSAT is 58, around 58 marks.
58 marks,
58 marks. And
Right.
the third attempt is in 128.
Yeah.
What change you did in regarding the CSAT, ma'am, in your study?
Okay. With respect to the second question, CSAT, I did more of practice only. It was just going back to the basics of CSAT, both for math. I used to get more questions wrong in maths. English was strong for me. So maths used to go wrong, and logical reasoning sometimes wrong, sometimes right, like this. So I used to solve those questions again and again, and I practiced a lot. And when prelims comes closer, that is when you start practicing. If you practice CSAT right now, do it for 2 months, and then don't touch it for 5 months, you're going to forget everything. So it's like maths. Maths you have to do every single day. Slow, little, just how we studied for 10th board exam now of maths. Study like that for CSAT. Do it little bit every day when prelims is near. So if prelims is on a 2 months or 3 months gap, start half an hour every single day. Do maths questions and do logical reasoning. Or if you're weaker in English, do English. Whatever it is that you're weak in, cover that, just get it to a neutral level. So then you won't have to worry so much, I think. And the first question, that how do we have to study? See, all of us will give you our strategy. Like I said, that initially you can study optional, then you can study GS, then focus on prelims, and then, MCQs, and then between prelims, mains, focus on mains. But ultimately, you have to decide how to study. What to study is clear, right? That is not an issue. How to study, daily basis, show up, do your targets well. Keep your targets. Define them for yourself. Don't let anyone else tell what you have to do, how you have to do. You take those decisions. And then show up every day. Do them every single day. Sometimes there are going to be days when you don't study at all. Like, it's going to happen. Accept it right now only. The sooner you accept, the better it will be. So cover up. You will cover up also eventually. But consistency is key. Like, that is what will help you clear this exam, I think.
For a complete beginner who's giving his first attempt in 26, like how do I start from scratch? Like,
syllabus is the first step. Memorize the syllabus and keep it with you 24/7. And start by choosing your optional. That is the next step. Once you choose your optional, then the third step is start covering the basics of optional and the basics of GS. That is the third step. And then fourth will be you slowly test it. And fifth, have a strong feedback mechanism. Like, have a mentor. If you are at Insights, I'm telling you, there is no dearth of it. Like, you can go to Sir, Vinay sir also, and any other mentor. Their doors are always open. Just go to them, ask them for help, and ask them to evaluate your answers. This is eventually, of course. But as a beginner, I think understand the syllabus, choose your optional, and start reading the basics of your optional, and start reading the basics of general studies subjects. If you're taking classes, start revising those classes like on the same day, or maybe spaced revisions, whatever is beneficial for you. And then start testing yourself. Once you cover the basic reading of general studies and optional, after that, start testing yourself. So that one basic reading is crucial.
Can you give the timeline? Like, I need to finish this in November. I need to finish this by this.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we are in April, right? April is almost over. And you can start by looking at it this way. See, assuming that prelims happens next year, maybe in May or June, probably May. Work backwards. So if prelims is happening in May, you're going to need 4 or 5 months for prelims. Jan to May will be prelims. And before, so then you have time from May this year to December 2025 to cover your optional and mains notes. Give 2 months for paper 1, 2 months for paper 2, your optional subjects. Okay, and give 1 month per GS paper. Start with GS4, I think, and start with essay and start with optional. 1, 2, 3, no, slowly you'll start covering, because newspaper also you're reading. This is what's happening, but start like that. 1 month per GS subject, GS paper. Essay is continuous, ethics is continuous, I think, and optional 2 to 3 months per paper. So, and how you study it is that one basic reading, after one basic reading, PYQs, and then start attempting PYQs and revise. And for mains, GS subjects, start making notes slowly. After the first basic reading of the basic books, which are going to be used in prelims, you're reading them right now. And then say you start with GS paper 1, and you start with the geography section, okay, where they have written salient features of world's geography. So pick up that NCRT and see, okay, salient features of world's geography. Write it on an A4 size sheet and write down, okay, what are the volcanoes, what, how, where, what is their characteristics, what are the previous year questions they have asked with respect to volcanoes, distribution in the world, all these points. Do this for all the topics mentioned in the syllabus and all the topics in PYQs with respect to the topics mentioned in the syllabus. You will be set. Like by December, you will be very strong. And do the same thing for your optional, whatever it may be. Don't forget optional. Yeah. How to improve English? Start communicating in English every day. Like when you're talking with your friends, try speaking in English instead of, say, Hindi or Kannada or whatever the mother tongue is. I think that, and start reading the newspaper. That is the best. It will come with practice. Right now also you're talking to me in English. So you can do it. Likewise, when you're speaking to your friends, speak in English. Slowly with practice, it will improve. Anything takes time. Slowly divide it and you will be able to do it. Practice, like speak in English only now with your friends also. And thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how did you have a hold on static subjects and current affairs? How could you remember current affairs during exams, ma'am?
See,
Means revision.
For the prelims, it was current affairs, like MCQs. I swear by that technique because it really worked so well. No, I could cover different aspects of different subjects. It worked amazing. Like, it was great. So you do that for the prelims aspects. Cover it through the MCQs. So prelims current affairs can be done that way. And for mains, as you're reading the newspaper, you'll realize that between the prelims and mains, the issues which are happening in that time duration, those are the most important and can be repeated in the actual exam. So for example, during mains last year, one nation, one election. That was the news because there was the report was submitted by the committee, high-level committee. And it came in the actual exam. I think the first question was only about one nation, one election in GS2. So you will be able to identify the topics which are being asked in current affairs. And with respect to remembering short notes between that time period, but not from now. Like from right now, you don't need to remember current affairs. I'm telling you. Solve MCQs. You'll realize there is a knack to solving current affairs questions also without remembering. See, some questions are from memory, some are skill based. So identify that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you have a plan B?
I didn't. I really didn't. I've just done my graduation. No. I'm being as honest as I can be. I've done my graduation. But right after that, I started preparing for the civil services exam. I think it's good to have a plan B. Maybe you can work remotely. There are options right now with the age that we live in. I started working after the interview because I was really worried of what's going to happen in life. Slowly, I was exploring other options. But for the past 3-4 years, I didn't have a plan B. But maybe if this wouldn't have panned out, I would have thought of something. But yeah.
Then how would you justify your gap in case in personality they say like you are unemployed like that?
I
In
was
case
asked in the test that what are you doing since your graduation? And I said that I've been preparing for the civil services exam. I didn't justify it. I didn't say anything else. And neither was I asked to justify it. So that was it.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that how did you bridge the gap between the June and the January, the prelims portions? When you divide the time between the year wise, you said that till the December we focus on the mains, right?
Yes.
Then by the month of January, doesn't the prelims get the hectic? I mean, we don't we feel panic about the prelims? How to bridge that gap?
There are 5 months from January, February, March, April, May. Assuming it happens in May.
Yeah.
4 months. Start in December, say. I think the knowledge part or the resources that you're reading, they are the same throughout. Definitely in mains, you add many insights from newspapers. You go a little beyond your existing textbooks. But it's just the way of testing is different. In prelims, it's MCQ. In mains, it is descriptive answer writing. So your resources are going to be same. Just the application of the knowledge is different. So you won't forget anything. You're going to remember history. Of course, you'll have to revise it, but you're going to remember concepts of economy, which you knew in September. You will know them in January also. Maybe you have to refresh them. Maybe when it was taking 1 month before, now it will take 15 days or 5 days. See, that's the beauty of prelims. Eventually, the time it takes to revise a subject, it starts reducing. January, it will take you 1 week to revise a subject. May, it will take you half a day to revise a subject. And it truly happens. It really does. Even I had never believed it could happen, but it happens. So it's just the application of knowledge which is different. So resources are same. Yeah.
I am going to ask Vinay sir this question.
ನಾ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ ಕಣಪ್ಪ.
UPSC is a skill-oriented exam or knowledge-oriented exam, according to you?
ನಾವು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So this exam nowadays it is more about personality and skills more than knowledge, right? Knowledge has become pervasive. It is available everywhere. It is present everywhere and it is abundant, right? It is ability to apply that knowledge, right? Use that knowledge appropriately. That is a skill that you have to develop. So more of skill and personality, right? So I was listening to her very, with all the attention, and I am sure all of you have listened to her with all the attention. Hey, please have a seat. No, it's okay. Sit. Please sit. Right. So if you have observed, you know why she precisely deserved 200 marks in the interview. Am I right? So what are the qualities that you observed? Honesty, very good. Then confidence, then being polite, humility, yeah, and then clarity of thoughts, excellent. Then listening, yeah, very good. Patience, listening, then calmness, good. Way of approaching, good. So these are the combination of qualities and much more, I think. And then there are values, and then there are qualities, that make an individual, right? So over a period of time, you have to develop all of them. Sometimes we are impulsive, sometimes we are anxious, sometimes we are full of self-doubt. We feel like, quitting and, getting out of here. And some people do that actually. So it is not giving up, and lots of patience. So we see all the qualities, and one of the reasons why we do this toppers talk, and we allow them, not we allow them, we just give them space to express themselves, because you will be able to relate to both your strengths and weaknesses, when you listen to them. And I think the secret to success is, inculcating and practicing what you learn here. That is the biggest challenge, right? That consistency, I keep telling, consistency is the key. And the intent behind, why you want to do this, why you want to pursue this journey. And honesty in what you are doing. Be honest to yourself. Sometimes you feel low, be honest. You don't have to pretend like, you're doing great. You're not doing great, you come and accept. I have bunch of, tissue papers in my cabin. So meant for, wiping the tears, and, so you can come and cry, right? And so I was afraid you were going to ask the same question today, like, I'm not able to sleep. You're able to sleep now, right? Good. No, you had come and talked to me in the cabin, so I remember, right? And the irrespective of what happens, we are the constants here, and don't believe in rumor that Vinay sir is selling insights, and Vinay sir is moving away. Nothing. I don't know if you've heard. Some people make up. I'm going to be here no matter what. Insights has been an integral part of our growth, and also Chandra Layout's growth, right? So I don't want to do any injustice to Chandra Layout. So and I don't want to do any injustice to students from Karnataka, and majority of you are from rural background, and you know how things work in my cabin. You come with a letter, and so So, and we are very proud that from our core batch, every year at least 2 to 3 toppers emerge, and the size of core batch is very small. So I think when you are writing that test, you will have like 15 to 20 students writing them regularly. So among those writing these tests, 15 to 20 tests, at least 2 to 3 toppers emerge every year, and it has been the case since the inception of Insights. And we absorb some of you into that core batch through an entrance examination every year. So we conduct it twice, once in July, and there is another super core batch after the mains examination. So basically, if you want to be in core batch, you should have completed the foundation course. You should have completed everything related to the examination in terms of what you were saying, knowledge, completing notes making, learning everything. So then only you will be able to write answers, because every day revising fast, quickly, coming and writing 5 to 10 answers on a daily basis, it takes lots of toll, and it takes lots of patience. You need to have speed also in terms of revision. So you should have the content with you. So then only you can. So just because there is a topper from core batch, you being in the foundation course, don't skip your current journey, and try to be in the core batch. So it is mainly meant for those who have completed at least written mains previously, and they want to improve mains answer writing, right? So again, today was a wonderful interactive session and wonderful talk. All the qualities that mentioned, I had observed some of them in your interview, and I think I had given the feedback that you are going to get good marks. It is not we who make them get good marks. It is they already have those qualities, and we identify them, we validate them. We make them believe in those qualities. So we keenly observe, and when it comes to interview, I take multiple mock interviews. So some people make the mistake of giving mocks in 10 different places, 20 different places, one mock each at different places. I think that is not a good strategy. Give mock with one trusted mentor. If it is me, give with me. If you have another mentor, you can go to them and give at least 5 to 6 mocks with them. Let them observe you, let them criticize you, let them notice your shortcomings, be honest with you. So then you can go to panel mocks and give. Similar approach. Again, she was talking about current affair quiz compilation. See, this has been the mainstay. You can just test with your chat GPT, right? I was testing yesterday. What was the main source of Srushti Deshmukh when she was preparing? Right. It says InsightsIAS current affair quiz, and what was the main source for Anu Kumari or Artika Shukla? Right. So many people have relied on one source. mostly our current affair quiz and secure initiative. These two have been, current affair varies, but secure and current affairs quiz have been really very beneficial, those who have totally relied. So current affair quiz, every day we post around 15 questions, 15 to 20 questions, 15 questions. And in a month you have nearly 250 to 300. In a year you have nearly 3000 to 3500 questions. So imagine you have more than 3000 current affair questions, and in the actual exam how many current affairs questions will be there? The number can be 30, 40 or even 50. Let us assume even 50 numbers. So out of 3500 odd questions, the probability of topics getting repeated, not the questions, as she rightly said, themes or topics, the probability is very high. So if you keep revising on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, the same current affair compilation, so your retention will be very high, and you will be able to solve questions easily in prelims. So that was my contribution to the talk, little contribution. And thank you so much, Tejasvi,
you,
and
sir.
for coming, accepting our invitation and giving this wonderful talk. So we have a small felicitation for you. Yeah? Please accept it. Thank you. So we will wind up the session today, and in another week we will have another toppers talk. Pratibha Lama, she is from Darjeeling, and she is from IIM Bangalore, and she has secured rank 460, I think. You must listen to her talk also. A journey of struggle and lots of ups and downs. So he was asking the question like only IIT people and IIM people are. So it is not like that. You see them, but there is a mix of. If you don't mind, can I speak for one more minute? Yes. Okay. Say no. I mean, no. I wanted to answer that question actually. So it is not about where you come from. It is about what qualities you bring. In her talk, she mentioned about one thing. When somebody asked the question like, how did you maintain consistency, right? She said that discipline was part of her personality. So nobody had to tell her, to study for these many hours or anything. So when you study in good institution, I think the discipline is inculcated. They have that tenacity, that perseverance of studying for long hours. You don't have to tell anyone. So that is one quality. Second, I think when you are with a very good peer group, right, highly competitive people, so you become smart, you acquire certain skills. So I think they are essential for this examination. So that doesn't mean that you don't have any chance. You can learn them here also. Right. Yesterday, Rangamanju was talking about. I think if you listen to that, he was saying that in library, so he had a competitive peer group. So you can learn here also, and always have a peer group that is honest and that is sportive, right? Not jealous of what you are doing or who you are, and highly competitive, ambitious, slightly better than you, right? So I think that will help you acquire and develop these skills here also. You don't have to come from IITs and IIMs. Even if they come from IITs, IIMs, they have failed twice and thrice in prelims also, right? So let us not label that coming from there you have maximum chances. I think if you are willing to learn, she also mentioned about constantly keep learning, right? That's an excellent point. So if you're willing to learn with an open mind, here also you can develop those skills, and you can give tough competition to them, and you can also become a topper. So thank you so much for everyone, and for coming here, and so thank you once again, Tejas. Thank you.